we have been working quite a lot on like the deep dark, the warden, and the skulk sensor, and we're so excited about this, and we know everyone is, and so it got a bit bigger because we really want to do this right and do it with super high quality. But that's also the reason to that we moved it to the next update instead. To the left, we don't have blending. So then when you update your old world to the new world generation, it would just be like an ugly edge. But now, with blending, it's actually all smooth and pretty.
If you create a world in Java and you think it's beautiful, you want to share with others, anyone who opens their world with that seed, regardless of which edition they're playing, will see essentially almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's almost identical. And it's a thing in the community, you find a super cool location and you share it, like, look at this world I found. And before, you couldn't do that with players on the other edition.
So when the community votes on a mob today, that mob is going to move forward towards being in Minecraft.
So the next update is called the Wild Update.
The Wild update sounds very, very intriguing.
So the first thing is like beautiful nature, and the second thing is like really scary challenges and adventures.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, wow.
One of them actually is something called a skull catalyst. And the main thing about the skull catalyst is it's actually what causes the skull to spread. As you can see here, whenever a mob dies, such as a zombie, near the skull catalyst, it actually spreads skulk underneath it. And the amount is based on how much XP that zombie would have dropped.
Wow. So, the deep dark, it's kind of overgrown with all these skulk blocks, so that means that lots of mobs must have died there.
Quite a lot, yes.
Make it less scary. Oh, and as you can see here, when you mine some of the skulk blocks, you actually get enchanting points.
Yes, and of course, if you still want to get some of the blocks for decoration or something, you can just use a silk touch.
And then we have the Skulk Shrieker. So when this block is activated, it's gonna give that really scary shriek sound that you heard now. And it also gives this darkness effect, so it's like pulsating darkness.
can see now when you're sneaking and you step on a skulk sensor, even sneaking it will activate.
Propagule, and propagules grow from mangrove trees. They're actually like ready to grow mini mangroves growing from the mangrove. And you can see here the mangrove tree grows propped up on root blocks. It has vines hanging down from the leaves. The propagules are actually growing underneath the leaves. They actually grow from the leaves themselves. And I really like how the propagules are looking here.
Therefore, we're so happy that we were able to add a new wood type for the mangroves. And look at it, I think it's really pretty. And you also don't see like all the blocks here. It's gonna be like a full set for the wood types. It's gonna be like doors and trapdoors and so on.
So as you can see in this video, walking around, you're just completely surrounded in the mangrove swamp. It's just mangroves as far as the eye can see, just like in real life. And you have all the mangroves propped up on their roots, growing in the water, so you can take your boat underneath like Agnes likes. And you're just completely surrounded by the awesome beauty of it.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, and I mean, during sunset, every time I was testing, I would actually like pause the day-night cycle just to watch the sunset in the mangrove swamp. It was super beautiful.
Mud to do something really cool.
Yeah, so we're adding really cool renewability mechanics to mud. The first of which is if you take a dirt block and pour a water bottle on it, then you can get more mud. And then the other one is if you take your mud block and you stick it on top of the dripstone, it will sort of like drip the water out of the mud and eventually dry it out, which turns into clay. And as you can see here, the brick texture is actually different than the other stone bricks that we have in the game. So they're sort of smaller, more compact, but it is really cool like to build with. It matches a lot of different block sets, and I'm really excited to build with them. So you can see them roaming around, adding a lot of ambience to the swamp, making it feel just nice and cozy at night. But really, my favorite part of them is just making the world come to life, like feeling like there's life going on all around you. And oh yeah, also their frog food. Yeah, forgot to mention that. Their frog food.
Poor fireflies. Yeah, as you can see here. So the frogs have kind of like two main systems. One is the tadpole system and the other one is the cold-blooded system. The LA! Wow! Yes, I'm super happy about that. It's a lovely, lovely mob.
That is so, so exciting. So Agnes, when can everyone expect the LA?
So the LA will be included in the Wild update and it's going to be released next year.
Next year, the Wild update with the LA? I can't wait.
Click.